My name is Mark. This is Zen Talk. The topic is Internet Zen. All right. So what we're talking about is armchair Buddhism. So a lot of times people go right off to the internet and, they type in Zen or what is Buddhism, and they quickly come to these Internet Buddhist sites. So here's a list of a few Internet Buddhist forums that are popular. We have the Reddit, we have the Dharma Wheel, and we have the Buddhism Without Boundaries. So these are often sites that people will go to and try to find out what people are saying about Zen and Buddhism, and try to find out what people think about various books and teachers and centers, and because they're just trying to figure out this whole Zen thing. But what you are finding on these forums is mostly men who perhaps read a few Buddhist and Zen books and now assume they know everything about Zen Buddhism and what the Buddha actually taught. And this is what often is termed as armchair warriors, because they like to fight. They like to argue. They like to pontificate their knowledge and tout their wisdom because they read a few Zen books and they've read a few Buddhist books. And they even may claim that they sat with so-and-so, and they even went to a Zen center one time. And therefore, they know everything. And you'll find that in nothing but that on these forums. So here's a quote: a great challenge of life, knowing enough to think you're right, but not knowing enough to know when you're wrong. And that's this Neil deGrasse Tyson, who I think this quote is actually very accurate as to what goes on in these internet forums. Common mistakes made by Internet Zenists. And you'll find this a lot, these mistakes all over the place. A list of common mistakes and notions by Internet warriors. That would be the Zen people who think they know everything. One is the denial of the soul. They buy into the secular humanist reinterpretations of Buddhism and Zen. 2, denial of the path of purification, because they deny the existence of the soul. And 3, denial of any liberation ontology, because they deny the soul and any path of purification. So it sort of becomes, this is the big one, almost without a doubt, all of these Internet Zenists deny the soul, and that's mostly because, I would say mostly because they are Christian rejectionists. They've rejected any philosophy in regarding the soul. And so, therefore, by that rejection, maybe due to spiritual wounds from prior spiritual paths, because they reject the soul, they reject Buddhism. So, in short, they deny Buddhism and they replace it with a secular, humanist, sanitized, Buddhist-light philosophy that is utterly useless. All right, so this one I called Your Banned. And this is what will happen to you if you do not agree with them. The armchair warriors don't like to discuss, to be challenged, or especially be proven how wrong they are. And they often, and most likely outcome is, deleting of the posts that offend them, and banning the users that post anything that counters their narrative. As you can see by now, these Internet Buddhist forums and chat rooms only become echo chambers with those closed communities of followers in those chat rooms and forums. So those that get to stay in their chat rooms and their forums just echo back to what the leaders or the most vocal and or most violent posters point out. And basically, people don't say anything because they're going to get banned or they're going to get deleted. But this is not, you're not learning anything here. And if anything, all that ends up happening here is creating of bad feelings and just the propagation of more secular humanism. So my only advice to you is, if you venture into these forums, just beware. So thank you for listening to my discussion on Internet Zen. And please remember to like and subscribe.